Hi guys, I know you're planning to pursue a master's in the US through the Futurense US Pathway at Pace University. I know you have a lot of questions about what really happens in that university, how does the curriculum work, how are the professors, how is the campus life, and most important, what about placements, what is the placement track record of that university. Well, I have been talking to the experts, the people who are representing that university in varied forums to try and understand what does it mean for you, how does your life look like when you study in that university, what happens during your study and post once you complete your masters, what about the job prospects. If you're interested to know about these things, definitely watch the full video where these guys are talking about from their viewpoint why is this an exciting opportunity for you, and I am asking them questions that you guys have emailed it to us about specific nuances about how can you pursue your masters from your dream university, how can you land admission there, and what happens to you post you finish your masters in your dream US university.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this one-of-a-kind opportunity where we have some top minds from Pace University with us. And they will be telling you about the life at Pace, about the study opportunity, the career opportunity, and all the other details when it comes to pursuing your master's in Pace University. So over to you, Mr. Zachary and Susan.
Great. Thank you, Akash. Welcome, everyone. My name is Zachary Karp. I work in the Office of Graduate Admission here at Pace University. I am joined by the University Director of Graduate Admission, Susan Ford, not Bayou Sutras. No, I think you're using Bayou's login, but this is Susan Ford. She is the University Director. And we are going to talk about our exciting partnership with Miles Education, the graduate programs that are currently being offered, and a little bit about the application procedure, and what we expect when we review files that come in for our Lubin School of Business. I have a pretty short presentation, which we can go through. You can ask questions throughout using the chat, and then we're going to open it up to a Q&A at the end as well. Susan, did you want to say anything or?
Well, I mean, I'll welcome everyone. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us. And I guess I always mention to new groups of folks that I speak to the incredible opportunities that a degree from Pace and the doors that are opened via studying at Pace. I've been at the university a very, very long time, like since 1978. Many years I spent working in the business school at South, and I can attest to the professional network you're going to develop, the professional preparation you're going to get, and the lifelong friends that you're going to make along the way. And I've seen thousands of success stories and things, and it's a wonderful place to be. You don't hang out at a place as long as I have if the students aren't wonderful, the faculty and the community. So we're so happy that you're considering us, and we're here to help. Zach, it's all yours.
Okay, you should be able to see my screen at this point. This is a picture of Pace University. You can see the One Pace Plaza, our main campus, is the picture on the left. You can see the facilities up on the fourth floor of that building. Lubin School of Business has been renovated over the past couple of years. They really used the pandemic as an opportunity to renovate the infrastructure, upgrade technology. So all of our classrooms are equipped with capabilities for remote learning, for high flex courses. But any program that you're going to apply to, you're going to be in New York City. We are in the financial district. We're in downtown Manhattan. We are 5 minutes from Wall Street, right next to the Brooklyn Bridge. Pace was founded in 1906 as an accounting school. So our business programs are very popular. Over the years, we have grown. We have 6 colleges, over 100 majors, certificate programs, doctoral programs. The most recent college is our Sands College of Performing Arts, which is brand new. We pride ourselves on experiential learning. You will have opportunities to intern, to work, both while you're studying and after you have graduated. We are globally connected. It's hard to be in New York City and not be globally connected. We have a huge international student population, especially in our business school. We issue the I-20 to help students get the student visa, and we welcome students every spring and fall from all over the world. And elite accreditation. We are AACSB accredited, and we are also Middle States regionally accredited. The programs that you're going to find on the application are the one-year Master's of Science in Accounting, Data Analytics, and Technologies. This is for students who have an accounting background or have a strong accounting background. You'll also be able to find MBA programs, business analytics, information systems, marketing analytics, and the addition of the MS degrees in marketing analytics and social media and mobile marketing. All of these programs are designated STEM here at PACE and with the government. So what that means is you'll not only have opportunity to work once you've graduated, but they extend your work authorization for 24 months. So we have students that are staying for 3 years after they've graduated to get practical experience and training, and are working full-time for 40 hours a week. To apply, here's the link. It is a customized link for Miles Education. You would be applying as a first-time user, so you're going to have to create an account. It's going to ask you for your email, your first name, your last name, your birth date. You can't use the same email to create multiple accounts. We allow one application per term, per round. Once you input this information, you're going to receive a code either to your email or to your phone, and you'll be able to activate your account. You'll input your unique code, and then you can update your password, create your own password. You have to start a new application. This is going to be for graduate admission, and Miles Education is a partnership application. So you'll want to input all of your background information, your personal background. It's going to ask you for your address, your contact details. There's going to be information on this personal background about your visa type. So if you need a student visa, make sure you indicate F1 student visa. Program of study. This is where you indicate Miles Education, the business degree that you're pursuing. And then the following dropdowns are only going to populate for New York City full-time, and you'll choose either spring, sorry, this says spring, but it will say fall or spring 2025. Okay. Please make sure you indicate if you've ever been academically dismissed from a program, if you've ever been arrested or pleaded guilty, if you are using any sort of benefits. Previous education, this is where you're going to input your undergraduate or graduate background. So you can add institution, and you'll be able to type in your school name and the dates that you attended, and you'll be able to upload your transcripts directly to the institutional profile. When you upload transcripts, they're considered unofficial. We also are asking for the consolidated transcript along with the semester mark sheets. So please be aware that we ask for both. We want to see proof of degree that you graduated, you have a bachelor's degree from an accredited institution, and we want to see the semester mark sheets every semester, any sort of reattempts or backlogs. Employment history, this is not your resume. So this was current employer who you're working for, and if you're eligible for any sort of reimbursement. Test scores. We will talk about the GMAT GRE requirement, if that's applicable, but you can upload any test scores to this section, whether they're required or not. The English proficiency exam is waived for students from Miles Education. So this would be only for students that have, test scores that they need to submit. You can just upload your file. And again, just like the transcripts, they'll be considered unofficial, which is okay for the purpose of review. But once you are you arrive and decide to enroll, you will be asked to submit any outstanding documents. Personal statement. And it's helpful to look through the curriculums of your program before you write your personal statement. You really want to explain why you're applying to the program you've selected. How is that program going to help you meet your objective or your career goal? If you've written a personal statement and you can replace Pace University with another institute and the essay reads just as well, it may be too general. You really want to lay it out. Why are you applying to this program? What it is about this program that's going to help you with your objective. Resume, whatever working or professional resume you're using is okay to submit. Again, there's no required work experience for the admission to these programs. Add a recommender. So this is an opportunity for you to input your recommender's name and email, and the application will send them a request that they can simply respond to, and their letter of recommendation will be automatically uploaded to your application. So you'll be able to put in their first name, their last name, their position title, their contact information, and then just make sure you waive the right to access this report, or you don't waive the right to access the report, and sign and submit. Always make sure you sign and submit. I'll show you that is here. These are the last two steps, and I don't receive any application unless you have looked it over and you've attached your name as a signature, and then you go to review and submit. This will tell you if you're missing any documents, but you can still go ahead and submit your application. You don't need to submit all of your documents at one time. You'll have access to an application dashboard where you can log back in and upload any outstanding or missing pending documents. So to recap, in order to apply, we're looking for this online application, this partnership application, a resume, working professional resume, personal statement, why are you applying specifically to the program that you're applying to, 2 letters of recommendation. Those could be academic, those could be professional. I would just stay away from really personal letters of recommendation. Transcripts from all colleges and universities attended. We want to see if you have a bachelor's and a master's degree. We want to see both your undergraduate and graduate transcript. Again, we ask for the consolidated transcript, but also the semester mark sheets. If you transferred schools, we want to see credits from all the institutions that you attended. For the purpose of review, you can upload unofficial documents, test scores, transcripts. If you are admitted, you arrive, you decide to enroll at PACE, you will have to arrive with your outstanding official transcripts in a sealed envelope or the original documents that we can attest and copy in-house. GMAT GRE. The GMAT or GRE is required. However, most applicants are eligible for a waiver based on their incoming GPA, their grade point average. So most of the students that are being recruited for these programs have a strong GPA, at least a 3.0, a B average. And the graduate admission office will do the evaluation. We do the grade conversion, but we're really looking for like second class or above. If you don't have the, if you're not eligible for the GMAT or GRE waiver, you can submit a GMAT or a GRE score if your GPA is slightly below that, and we'll take it into consideration along with the required exam. 3-year degrees, and all I see are 3-year degrees, mostly bachelors of commerce coming in. So we do accept the 3-year degree alone, as long as the college that you attended was NAAC grade A accredited. It needs to be the college that you were physically in attendance at, not the affiliating branch of an umbrella university. The 3-year degree that's not NAAC grade A accredited is still accepted by PACE, but you now need to show us something to equate for a 4th year, right? So this is where you have to take that GMAT or a GRE, or if you've taken a diploma or a postgraduate diploma, or you have a master's degree, or you have proof of chartered accountancy. I'm looking for something to equate for a 4th year of graduate study. Undergraduate study. Priority deadlines. We are constantly reviewing these applications throughout the year. Once your application is complete, you should hear back from the graduate admission office, I would say 5 to 10 business days. We have priority dates, but we encourage students to apply early to allow more time to plan, to allow more time for visa processing. And we enroll students in the fall and the spring semesters. Here's my contact information, including my cell phone number. If you have questions, you can text this number. Sometimes I give it to a student aide, but you can always feel free to reach out if you have encountered any problems with the graduate application. Okay. Any questions?
Yeah, thank you for that wonderful presentation, Zachary. And I do have a few commonly asked queries from our candidates, so I'll throw them your and Susan's way, and hopefully you can clarify any doubts that candidates have. So one of the most frequently asked questions that we get is, what would be your ideal kind of candidate? So if you had the free hand at choosing a kind of candidate profile, how would you like it to be? And second, how would you like the SOPs to be? We all know with chat GPTs and other such tools, it becomes very easy to draft or formulate something, but obviously that will not be a true representation of their originality. So to what degree can they use such assistive tools, or do you not encourage them to use it at all? And how would an ideal candidate's profile would look like for your particular department? That would be a very helpful pointer for our candidates.
Maybe I'll step in here and start on this. We really use what we call a holistic admission approach. So we really review an application in its entirety. We want it to be all of your work. And yes, we are starting to see and sometimes bounce back personal statements that are clearly not independent work. And it's a partnership when you come to us. And we want to make sure that it's a good fit. We want to make sure that you're capable of pulling something like this together, because it's just the tip of the iceberg in terms of the kind of work that you're going to be asked to pursue. Should you be a borderline application, and we have to review this with the faculty, you want to make sure that you've presented yourself in the best light possible. As I said, because that holistic admission approach sometimes works. So it's really important that you show us that it's your work and that your references are invested in providing those references for you. They can be academic. If you're, recently out of school, they can be a professor. They can be a current manager. They should not be a friend, but somebody who can attest for your ability to do graduate work and to succeed in a competitive classroom. So that's what we look for. We want to know that we're as important to you as you are to us. Zach, you want to jump in?
Yeah, thank you. I was just going to jump in, and we've seen a lot of student success stories. I think the students that are most successful are the ones that sort of take advantage of all the resources here on campus. There's a lot of clubs and organizations in the business school. There's a Women in Leadership Club, there's a finance club, there's strategy and international business club, there's career services, there's an international student and scholars office. It's New York City. So I find that the PACE students have a hustle. The classes are really designed for working professionals. Like, your classes are going to be in the early evening. So the idea is that you are involved either on campus with an organization or an activity, or you are interning and working and coming from work to your classroom. So I find that the students that are most successful are the ones that say yes to everything and really take advantage of all the services on campus.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think back to even the ideal candidate that we have. We admit students with work experience and students without work experience, and we find it's a good complement in the classroom. The students that are fresh out of college bring the study hustle back to the classroom for the students that have been out working for a while, and the working students bring some professional expertise and experience. So I think in terms of that, we don't have a minimum, in terms of experience requirement. But as I said before, we're looking for students that have strong potential, and like Zach said, are looking to be movers and shakers in the PACE community and the business community.
And again, you have to be prepared to live and work and study in New York City, and that may not be for everyone. It's a fast-paced city. It's not a traditional college campus. We are buildings scattered throughout Lower Manhattan in the financial district. There's a lot of, I think, autonomy with our students. So yes, we have all those services, but you're going to be sort of ready to live and work and really immerse yourself in New York.
I think that answers it wonderfully and comprehensively. Yeah. The second question would be less on academics and more around what sort of opportunities are there when it comes to co-curriculars or societies or clubs that the students can get indulged in, maybe to take their minds off studies or to develop their other abilities, or some of the popular activities which are rather famous in your university.
Yeah, and it's a good way. I mean, it's a good way to network both within the business school and with other students and other majors, from the PACE campus. And they do networking events. They have guest speakers. There'll be panel discussions. Career Services does like professional development workshops, social gatherings. There'll be big fairs in the spring fairs on campus. And there's a fund in the business school for it's the Janet Check Fund for students that are looking for money to go to conferences or need books or to take an exam related to their field of study. So yeah, there's a Beta Alpha Psi organization, Human Resources and Talent Management Club, Lubin Graduate Marketing Society, Lubin Women in Leadership, PACE Graduate Finance Club, PACE Graduate Consulting Club, Strategy and International Business Club, Team PACE. So you can hold a position in one of these clubs and help fill out your resume while you're a student here. Maybe you're a treasurer or a vice president. So yeah, there's a lot of student activity going on. Sorry, Susan, did you want to say something?
Oh, no, that's okay. You did what I was going to do. So, yeah. And, there's room for student employment. So that's another way to get involved. That first year you're at PACE before you're eligible for internships. So the first term, it gives you an opportunity to work. And we have international students that we have a policy in graduate admission. We only hire international graduates, I shouldn't say they're graduate students, but most of the time they're international graduate students that work for us in the office. And it's a way to get to know, network at the university, get to know people, get something on a resume. And
the business school has graduate assistantships available, so they'll hire students as well.
Yeah, and those normally are not, students are not usually considered until they have arrived at the university and enrolled. So that the faculty wants to get to know you and see you. So normally you would be applying for an assistantship during your first semester of enrollment at the university. And there's a very efficient system attached to it. It's online. And they're only partial assistantships. There's really no such thing as a full-time assistantship because, and most of them are either research or administrative. We do not at PACE have graduate assistants teaching in the classroom. That has always been one of our hallmarks, that when you go to a class at PACE, you have a faculty member standing in front of you. And we have never, in all of the years that I've been at the university, we have never had a graduate assistant teaching a class, but at least not that I'm aware of. It's really not our policy at all. So.
I think you just read my mind, Susan, because that was going to be my next question. And a very popular query from our candidates is what are the on-campus or off-campus earning opportunities? And also in line with that question, what are the internship opportunities like once they're eligible? How does it look like? How do they apply for it? What is the kind of assistance they can expect from PACE? And also, like if we're talking about internship and earning opportunities, once they're done with the program, what kind of employment assistance will PACE provide them and how does it look like?
Okay. Well, first of all, students should really register themselves and get in contact with our career services area immediately, as soon as they get on campus. That should be one of the first places you, first stops. Obviously, because of visa requirements, students aren't able to start working or do internships right away, but career services will start working with students. They have workshops and they have things that they'll start working with you so that resumes are ready, so that you are market ready. That is like one of their buzz lines, that we make our, get our students market ready. We have a program called Inspire, and it's and I can't remember what it all stands for, but it's basically a program in career services that is it's dedicated to the success and the placement of graduate students. They actually have career fairs for international students so that we have employers coming who want to sponsor international students and hire international students. We usually have more positions than we have students, through our career services. We have a very, our career services area under Phyllis Mooney is a very corporately run operation. I can't put it any other way. She's from industry and has been with us for a while, and she's got, a corporate-minded office working for our students.
That's one of the most reassuring things for our participants to hear, I'm pretty sure. And the kind of assistance that you have just told about should always give them the confidence boost. Now, talking about confidence boost. So once people from this country, let's say they migrate to US or to migrate to a new climate, new culture, new environment, right? They would also like to get involved in the US life and slowly transition over there. So from your personal experience, I mean, it is quite well known in the city of New York, but what are some of your favorite things to do? What are some of the spots that you would recommend these guys to visit once they're in there?
Who's going to start, Zach?
I mean, it's a cultural hub. So are we talking food or theater or concerts? I go to concerts a lot. There's a lot to do. Great museums. Pace is so conveniently located that we have graduate students that live all over the city. So they'll come in from Brooklyn, Jersey City, Astoria, Queens. There's really so much to do. And a lot of times you get student discounts. I use my Pace ID all over the place for, at the coffee shop or to get theater tickets. So you can get a lot of student discounts at museums and stuff as a Pace student.
Yeah. And go ahead. Yeah.
But my favorite thing to do, I guess, would be eat pizza.
Yeah, that's one of our favorites in graduate admission. We eat a lot of pizza. But you want to talk about, foods in the world, you're going to find that in New York and right around Pace, But I think even in terms of, there are some of the, the wonderfully cultural, more expensive things, the shows, the opera and things, but there's opportunity to get discount tickets for Broadway shows. You line up, there's will call, there's things like that so that you can get into a Broadway show cheap or cheaply. But there are tons of free things to do. The parks are wonderful. Anybody that doesn't go hang out in Grand Central, in Central Park is nuts. It's a great place. At the zoo and the boathouse and all those things. And so there are plenty of free things to do. And just walking over the Brooklyn Bridge,
I was going to say on Tuesday, I went to Washington, D.C. for the day. So you can even take a train and in 3 hours, you could be in Boston or D.C. and do a day trip.
Philadelphia. Yeah.
Yep. Sounds wonderful. I'm sure that's just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, we've all seen New York City in movies, and our candidates already might be hearing about a lot of these places. So it'll be exciting for them to explore this once they're on ground over there. Now, let's head over to the final question, which is around what do the candidates do when it comes to the OPT and the visa opportunities, right? Once they're over there and they have completed their program, right? They get a year of, because it's a STEM certified program, they get OPT 3 works permit. But the way it works is, of course, 1 year plus 2 years extension. So how does the university make them ready for the same?
So international students and scholars works with career services. So once a student arrives, their CVIS record is maintained by the International Student Office. And when a student applies for a job position, either during CPT or OPT, they need to go through ISS, the International Student Office, to make sure that their CVIS record is updated accordingly.
Okay, that should help. And finally, about the alumni network. So PACE has some remarkable alumni we all know of, but in general, how can the alumni network be leveraged encouraged by these candidates to better their career and to get more opportunities both while they're in campus and even beyond that?
Well, how to take advantage of the alumni network?
Yeah. So basically, what kind of alumni network or do you guys arrange for any congregations, any meets, maybe from time to time to get in touch with the alumni, get themselves familiar with the same?
Well, the business school does quite a bit of that. And they also have a program called the Executive in Residence program, where an executive will come, and very often those executives are PACE alums. You know, but we do have a pretty deep pocket, and we do have, you know, all right, this was a US person, but we had, you know, somebody in from one of the big four accounting firms to meet with some students, you know, last week at the New York and Westchester campus. So they're definitely an involved group. Yeah.
Got that. Yep.
And that's mostly done through that networking usually happens through the business school itself.
Wonderful. So I think that about answers all the top queries that we had from the candidates in general. So any last words of advice from you, Susan and Jack, to the participants to better their chances?
Well, I'm going to say go and get to work on your application right now, because you know, we're going to be honest with you. One of the biggest challenges we've had over the last few months has been getting those visa appointments. So you know, we want to get that, you know, that taken care of. And those of you who are going to be doing the loan processing, I don't know, maybe Zach, you want to talk to them just about the you know, how we work with the loans, so they know ahead of time that they've got to give themselves a little bit of extra leash.
Yes, and we do have, for admitted students, we have next steps webinars every Monday to talk about the I-20 issuance and how to submit your supporting financial documents. But that is students that are admitted to get that I-20, and I didn't put a slide on here, are going to have to show a financial affidavit, proof of funding, and a copy of their passport, and again, sign another agreement form. Students most of the time show bank statements, savings accounts, checking accounts, readily available funds. That's what I'm always looking for. However, a lot of students will also pay with these loan sanctions. Prodigy, Empower are a few of them. So what happens is students need to register first, have their class, have financial aid certify their registration and their loan, and then I can use that letter as proof of funding.
And so what we do here, just so you're a little familiar with the calendar, our registration will be starting for graduate students, I think the first week of April. So that what we want to do is we want to get everybody admitted, if we can, you know, by as many people, if you're doing loans, especially, you want to get yourself admitted by, you know, mid-March, if we can, or late March, just so we can get you registered. We have agreements with the schools and the advisors that as soon as you have your loan letter, we'll get you registered. So then that way we can get the approval, and then we can issue the I-20 and things. So that if you're, especially if you're going to be, you know, requesting, you know, using loan money, you should, you know, like as soon as, well, you can go to sleep now, but then get up in the morning and do your application. Okay.
The sooner the better, essentially. Yeah.
That's right. Well, yeah, because we want to have time. If, you know, if there's something, you know, you have a question about, or something that needs to be clarified, you know, we have some time to do it. And, you know, we want you to get online for those visa appointments as soon as possible.
Absolutely. Yep. So
Zach, anything? Yeah. Okay.
okay. So I had missed one thing. So anything on the co-op front that you would like the candidates to know on the co-op program?
Oh, you mean on the curriculum?
No, on the co-op opportunity. So are there any co-op opportunities?
Oh, co-op.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
those are, you know, those are really our internships, you know, our internships program. And again, that's you sign up with Career Services right away. Our Career Services manages co-op internships as well as career placement. So they manage, one office manages all the relationships with our companies. So there's a lot of, you know, back and forth, so that if you get an internship, very often that can lead to the, or you do, an internship, then that can lead to the job and things. And we do have, internships that are part-time while you're going to school. Some students will do a full-time internship over the summer. So career services will work on, on all of that. And like I said, they have a prolific number of applications or positions. And you just can't believe the number of employers that show up at our career fairs. It's unbelievable. And even the one for the ones we have that are dedicated to our international students. It's a wonderful thing. And then I guess there was one thing that Zach mentioned that maybe I'd like to just go back to. That as soon as students get to the university, we have an international students and scholars office, and they really they're going to become one of an international student's homes. They have weekly teas and things, and there's a lot of room for more of that social interaction there. And they too can help with if there's a visa issue, and that office will manage your visa through that, that third year, and the third year and the OPT and things like that. So they're a really good office, and you'll have to go to, we have a mandatory international student orientation that nobody gets out of going to. So new international students will need to go to that. So we really roll out the red carpet, for our students and stuff. So I don't know, Zach, you got anything else? I'm just thinking about anything that you need to make sure that we keep the machine going.
Semester mark sheets, and if you're going to submit a 3-year degree, only make sure it's from a NAAC grade A accredited college.
Yeah, and we don't. Please, I hope that we're not going to see a lot of backlogs. Backlogs are a big problem for us. A smattering here and there, all right, but we don't want to see that a student has repeated every paper that they ever did. That's why we ask for those mark sheets. So anyway.
Yep. So any last words from you, Jack, for the participants?
Just that we encourage you to apply early, give yourself plenty of time to plan, and we look forward to reading your application soon.
Yeah.
And as soon as you're admitted, you go to those next step webinars. Yep. If you don't catch everything at one of them, go to another one. We do them Monday morning, which I guess would be Monday evening.
Yeah, Monday evening.
Yeah.
Over here.
Okay.
So
All right.
just as you said, Susan, so they'll sleep tonight, they'll wake up tomorrow morning and they'll get on with their application.
That's right. That's right.
All right, this was wonderful, Jack and Susan. Very informative and helpful for our participants. Definitely will give them the push and also the helping hand when it comes to applying for your esteemed university and business school. Thank you for sparing the time of your day with us, and have a good one ahead.
Oh,
Thank you so
same
much.
here. Everybody sleep well.
Thank you, Susan.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care.
I hope this was helpful, guys. I tried my very best to ask all the questions I thought were relevant to you. But if you still have doubts, if you still think you're very interested in building a career in the US, pursuing your master's from a top US university, have more doubts, definitely reach out to us. Definitely book a one-on-one counseling, free counseling with our counselors, our in-house experts, to try and understand what are your chances, what are your prospects of doing the master's from a top US university using the Futurense US Pathway and build a high earning career in the US. See you.